Citizens may fairly ask, and they do ask, given that we have successfully pursued our original two missions, isn't it time to bring our sons and daughters home? Our citizens remind us that the U.S. has been at war in Afghanistan for over 10 years, the longest war in American history. Our citizens recognize that the war in Afghanistan has come at a terrible price. More than 1,200 Americans have died from snipers, from improvised explosive devices, and other deadly weapons of war. More than 6,700 Americans have been wounded by those same weapons. And thousands of our soldiers have suffered from and will suffer for years, decades to come, from traumatic brain injuries and post-traumatic stress disorder. Our soldiers have paid a huge price. Their families have paid a huge price. And in addition, the war in Afghanistan has consumed and is consuming an enormous share of our national resources. According to the Congressional Research Service, by the end of this year, just over a month from now, we'll have spent the better part of $500 billion, or approximately $444 billion. In 2011 alone, we will spend about $120 billion. So, what is the answer to our citizens who ask? Who ask that given our success in destroying al-Qaeda training camps, and given our success in pursuing those responsible for 9/11, why haven't we brought our troops and our tax dollars home? The official answer is that America has expanded its mission in Afghanistan from the narrow two original objectives of destroying al-Qaeda and hunting down those responsible for 9/11 to the broad mission of nation building. Now, destroying al-Qaeda, our original mission, and building a modern nation state where one has never existed are two entirely different things. The expanded mission of nation building in Afghanistan goes way beyond those original two military objectives. This expanded nation-building mission involves creating a strong central government. It involves creating an election process for a functioning democracy. It involves building infrastructure, roads and bridges and schools. It involves a major mission to create a sizable national police force and a sizable and effective national army. Now, we have spent a lot on this mission, but the success is limited. Over 10 years, as I mentioned, we have spent $444 billion. Now, that is in a nation that had a pre-war gross domestic product or economy of about $10 billion a year. So we have spent an amount equal to 44 times the economy of Afghanistan. You would think that the result is we would have rebuilt the infrastructure of Afghanistan 10 times over or 20 times over. But the reality is there's very little to show for this nation-building mission.